Banter. 22 minutes till the hour here on the Imus in the Morning program. Coming up a little later, they're really music royalty. My wife said it. Emmy Lou Harris and Rodney Crowell. Go to iTunes and just look at the catalog for Emmy Lou Harris and Rodney Crowell. Look at hers. Well, I mean, just think of all the great records that she's made. And him. Well, I mean, it's really sort of, I mean, I don't mean to be blubbering over them, but, man, they're just.
That's okay.
They
so
blubber
good.
away.
Yeah, they are royalty. Music royalty, for sure.
Anyway, it's time for Blonde on Blonde with Deidre Imus and her mom, Lisa Wheel. How are you guys?
Really?
I hope you got even with Rob.
That is so stupid.
Yeah,
did
bastard.
you?
Oh, yeah. I said I'm going to kill him.
Did you set
and
that
then he
fat,
apologized.
That fat, cute Rob
Oh,
straight?
it's ugly. Look, you know.
I love Rob.
Look, he's got this fiance, right? In Canada
Who?
somewhere. Mary Lou or something. The Senator Lindsey Graham.
Right. Real.
No, Rob.
God.
Rob. Because I always wonder when he's on, like, why is Senator Graham so much fatter on this program than anywhere else? I mean, why is he so fat here?
We wonder that ourselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he's got this fiance in Canada, right?
Yeah.
And
TV does
Mary
add
Lou or
weight like you
something.
look fat on TV.
Oh.
But you're not fat in person.
Okay, so he's got this
I
girlfriend
feel
in
fat
Canada.
today.
You feel
ever
fat? You
feel
don't.
fat?
That's why you're wearing black.
You know why?
Slimming.
I ran last night, and then I ate so much granola with blueberries that I just like.
Granola with blueberries. That's
You
what
need a
makes you
piece of
feel
organic
fat.
meat.
I did. I ate tons of like a whole box of blueberries.
Oh, a whole
what?
box of blueberries. You ate a whole
did.
box of blueberries.
Anyway.
Oh my
did.
goodness,
With
you
a
were
thing.
binging.
Here is topic number one. A study into what adult material men and women are searching for online, conducted by an adult website, shows a big difference in what adult material men's and the women's want to watch. The data shows women search for lesbian and threesome material most of all. Meanwhile, the men's show more traditional taste by showing a preference for straight sex in different forms. Overall, the women's search for lesbian scenes 132% more than men, and threesomes 75% more. My question, and we'll start with you, Elise. What is your favorite kind of porn?
I don't look at porn.
Have you ever looked at porn?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe.
No.
Like,
I don't doubt that because I haven't either. I have no interest
I don't
in
either.
porn whatsoever.
Thank God we're
No
on the same
interest.
one on this one.
So we're both.
Never seen any pornography.
Well,
Well, in a movie that would have been probably
something-
rated R, there's pornography
probably
now.
there,
There is
yeah.
and there's pornography, frankly, on these reality shows. To
I
a
don't know about
certain
the reality
extent.
shows, but certainly
To a certain
some movies.
extent.
I can't think of one right now, but I'm sure I've seen. I don't know if you call it pornography, just straight on, sex in a movie.
Right. Between the women's or?
I don't think so.
No.
Like,
I mean, I don't know. The
No,
whole
we're
pornography
boring that
thing
way.
is a turnoff to me. I
like
have
you
no
know,
interest.
as you know, most people do, I'm fairly liberal. And, but like Bill and White and Brian are good friends of mine and Deidre's.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to see them kiss for some reason.
Well, I don't want it in the public. You mean? I don't really want to see anybody.
I
making
don't.
out in
I don't
public.
care if it's hetero
But I don't mind.
or gay. I don't want to.
I don't want to see
all
that either.
Like, but
And I have no interest in. I mean, have you ever been into porn or watch it? You
No.
haven't?
But I don't like, well, I've seen porn, of course.
Of course.
I don't mind seeing women kiss. Well, what does that say about me?
I don't know.
See, that's where people get into pornography
Well, that's
and
not
they
really-
watch porn
that's not
because that's what they're
pornography.
saying.
Two women kissing is not pornography.
No, but I'm saying in pornography, that's what he's
Yeah.
saying. Some, I guess, women you're saying are more
if
attracted
you
to
guys-
watching two women in pornography.
Right, right.
But
Like
guys
if,
get off on that too.
Like if you two were, say, just for the hell of it, were to take your tops off and make out with each other, nobody would be offended. I certainly would. No.
Oh, that's not going to happen. So.
I mean, Roger might, but
I'm not
or maybe not.
I don't know if it's offended isn't the word most of the
Right.
time. It's just it's just so crass to do in public.
I feel uncomfortable. You know,
and then
I
someone
actually,
that does that for a living.
There was a case in Florida just litigated right now where a couple, it was a public beach in the afternoon in Florida, right?
Yeah.
And they have full-on sex in front of all these people. A grandmother takes a videotape of the sex.
Well,
a
you're
little
talking about intercourse?
3-year-old.
You're
Yeah,
saying intercourse.
full-on, yes.
Well,
full-on
you're either
intercourse.
if you have intercourse, you're full on. I mean,
Well, whatever. They had sex on a beach, public beach, in the afternoon
She
in
was on
Florida
top.
with a lot of people around
She
and a
was
little
on top.
3-year-old.
Yeah,
And
I saw that, Bernard.
Afternoon Delight. Remember that song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, okay.
Sex on the
So
beach,
they got
baby.
prosecuted for
Did they
that.
have a blanket over them?
15 years
I
in
don't
jail.
think so. I think it was just.
Are you serious,
The whole
Bernard?
thing.
15 years in jail
That's
for
what they
that?
face.
He's not going to get 15.
That's what
No.
they face, though, right, Liz?
He's not. He could
But
have.
they-
Yeah, he
yes.
faced 15 years. The only reason he faced 15 years
Both
is
of
because
them.
he had a cocaine addiction, no, cocaine conviction less than 3 years ago. So that's
right.
why it rated up there. But
I think
anyway.
you should be fined, but put in jail for that? That's crazy,
They're not gonna-
too.
17 till the
That's maybe a
hour.
little-
We're in the middle of Blonde on Blonde here with Deirdre Imus, who really looks good today, man.
Thank
God.
you.
You know, I thought you looked great yesterday in your little sundress and your ponytail.
Thanks.
You're a good-looking girl, so. And you are too, by the way. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but you,
No, look.
that's just the way it is. Hey, Tom Brady, what do you think? I mean, my wife's all hot for Tom Brady all the time, and now it turns out he's a lying, cheating fool. And he should be. By the way, he should have been suspended for the entire year. The team should have been fined $100 million.
$100 million.
He should have
Okay,
been
then what
suspended.
happens with the football players that either beat their wives or,
Well,
end up...
that's the thing. Exactly.
raping
They should be
someone?
banned from football for life.
There you go. This is the
This
problem
is-
with the NFL. It's all men. There's no
No, we're
women
not talking-
anywhere in the NFL. Are there? Because
think
by
so.
the way, none of this would get anywhere
Okay.
if women were running the NFL.
I agree. And Ray Rice.
It's
gets
like a big boys club. Oh, you're bad. Okay, I'll find you this. $1 million is nothing. for the
Okay, but my-
Patriots.
my
it's like you
Chicken
giving or me $100.
With all due respect, my question is, what do you think now of the line cheating Tom Brady? You'll start with you.
Well, I don't like cheaters of any kind, whether you cheat on your spouse or in sports.
I
I
mean,
really detest cheaters.
They asked him the question at a press conference, do you think you're a cheater? And he says, I don't think so. Now, Mike Lupica, our little friend, every time Lupica and I are talking on the phone, she gets on the phone, she tries to
It's so
co-opt
much
my
fun.
friend. And
He's my friend too.
No, he's
can
my
share a
friend.
friend.
No, he's my
Oh,
friend
man.
too.
You guys can share a friend.
How is Lupica not my friend too?
Okay, but he's really my friend.
He's a guy.
So I mean, you don't.
Well, that's the thing.
you
I can't
co-opt
really
my
have
friend.
guy friends because I'm married to you. So
Okay,
that's
so
like
anyway,
a huge
here's what-
problem. God
can't
forbid.
have guy
God forbid
friends?
I talk to a man.
That's
Yeah.
not true. I'm not like that at
Donald,
all.
I can't acknowledge that you're
is
over
not
there
true.
right now.
I'm not like that at all. Don't portray me
kind
like
of
that.
are, but-
no, I'm not.
But that's kind
No,
of
I'm
normal
not.
too, to be a little possessive.
Yeah. Well, you remember.
Right, Connell?
Father
Would you
John
want
John.
your wife to have a bunch of male friends?
Well, I don't care.
Straight male friends?
Yeah, I don't care if she does.
Anyway,
Okay, well then you're
now
cool.
I've lost my. Oh, Lupica. Also, what if he
Polygamy
answered
for
the
her.
following question? What if Giselle? What if somebody said, "Do you cheat on Giselle?" And he would say, "I don't think so."
I know. That
a
is
You
problem.
can't answer a question like that.
Well, Lise
that
did.
way, can you?
Lise
What do you
did
think,
when you
Lise?
asked her if she watches porn. That's what
Yeah.
she said.
I don't think
Remember that?
Did I say that?
Well, Lisa's
didn't say
lying.
that.
First of all,
Connell, you're right. You did just say, I don't think
I bet
so.
Lisa's
the
done
definition
porn.
of porn. Like the
Wow.
Talking
movies,
about.
Like, did you
that
ever
porn.
smoke pot? And you're like,
I
don't
never
think
smoked
so.
pot. I never
All
smoked
right.
pot.
They're talking about putting Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill. What do you think?
Harriet Tubman? No.
Tubman. Do you know who she is?
No idea.
Tubman?
Who is this person?
The
She's a
person-
former slave
Slave,
who
yeah,
led
and she
thousands
led,
to
like-
freedom in the Underground Railroad.
Freed.
Oh, my
she
God.
Freed.
Where were you in
It's
sixth grade?
Tubman. She
Okay.
freed like 300 or more slaves.
Yes,
This
the
woman.
whole
Put her on
Underground
the,
Railroad
put her on
thing.
the bill then.
They
By
want
the
to
way,
put her on the $20 bill.
Sounds
And
good.
it,
Is she the one to put on there?
Sure, well, good. Well,
Take
you'll
Jackson
educate people
off.
like me.
What?
Jackson off. What is he on? Andrew Jackson, isn't
He's
he?
on a $20 bill.
Yeah, take him off. He doesn't deserve. How did he get on there anyway?
Well, I don't know. But is she
Put
the
old
one?
Harriet on.
It's a
Absolutely.
serious question. Are there other women who you would put on the bill? You'd put on Mama T, right? Mother Teresa.
Oh my God, absolutely.
Mother
Mama
Teresa. How about
T,
you?
Wilma
Mother
Rudolph.
Teresa.
Probably got to be a Wilma Rudolph. Would be great.
Yeah,
Eleanor
Wilma
Roosevelt.
Rudolph.
Huh?
Eleanor Roosevelt.
Oh, come on.
No, that gets way too political.
Okay.
No.
then-
It was hideous.
Because then the Republicans couldn't use the $20 bills. What are they going to
okay,
do?
yeah,
They're going to have to use 21s
They-
all the time.
Probably they don't.
It won't
They
work.
probably
You
just
know who
use
I'd put
50s
on there?
anyway.
Jennifer Aniston.
That's a good call.
Oh,
You're an idiot. You really are. Really?
really?
Don't
You
you think she's
just said
cute?
a second ago this was supposed to be a serious question, and
No,
now
I
you're
don't
putting
know.
Jennifer Aniston on?
Hey, you know the number of Christians are dropping in this country.
What are they dropping from? What's happening?
Well, people are big. I don't know.
I mean, they're dropping Christianity?
People are
Not going to
becoming
church.
non-religious. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh, yes.
I
I
think
saw
that's
that.
true.
46%
Yeah.
of like 18 to 39-year-olds
they'll be loving the baby.
have
Jesus.
nothing to follow anymore. That's like empty soul syndrome. It really
Yeah, but
is.
you don't
This
have
is
to-
what's happened. They grow up as Christians, and then by college they stop going to church,
What
and
do you
then they
think
But
happened?
how do you define?
then they get into the liberal. They permeate
You know
into
what?
the liberal schools,
You know
and
why
then they
people-
lose their religion.
You know
and
why
they
people-
think
Christian
they-
too.
You don't
You know
really
why
want to know what we think, do you, I-Man? You don't, because you want to get your point of view across. You have 4 hours to do that. We're here for 5 minutes.
5 long
God.
What's going on here?
You ask
That's
us
all?
a question,
Very
you pitch us a thought,
long.
and then you
Can we get
want
out
to
of here
censor
now?
us. He
It
wants
is
to censor us,
true.
Lee. He censors us.
And he does.
You
And
shut
he
us
shuts
up.
our mic. You shut
You
our
turn
mics
our mics
off.
off.
You do that. You know how annoying that is.
And then
Hit
all
him.
you ask us to do is take our tops
Oh,
off.
and then because yeah, exactly.
And we're
Every
talking
time-
about an important issue.
Yeah, then take our tops off. You
Hit
do
him.
that
Hit
all
him.
the
No, I'm
time.
sick of it.
Who
We're
the
sick of
hell
it.
do you think you're talking to?
Because we're talking about important stuff here, and you're asking
And
us
then
a
you go off
question.
on Jennifer Aniston,
Yeah.
and then you cut our mics and we talk.
I
too
didn't
much?
cut your mics.
Oh, well, but usually you do.
You're unbelievable. You really are.
What was?
I am definitely going to take care of you when we get home.
Oh, you're not going to do anything.
Whoa.
I'll
At least
put an
I don't
ass
have
whooping
to
on
go
you,
to
girl.
home.
Kind of gross.
Anyway, so concludes
No, but
another.
that is. You get to college, this is happening. And
You know why people don't love Jesus anymore? Because fat, hypocritical phonies.
no, don't
like
use
that-
excuses. Now you're using
Like that
excuse.
wretched Mike Huckabee.
Oh, he's
Well, here's the
not.
thing. If Jesus knew that people like
great.
Mike Huckabee and Joel Osteen were going around quoting him, Jesus would come back now and whip their ass.
And he's going
period.
to. And
I've been screaming at Nat for 5 minutes. And Carly, Carly spends all the time back there fixing her hair and to be a production assistant. I mean, what is that? And Nat, you can't find.
Well,
kids these days, right?
yeah, just kids.
I
yeah,
mean,
really,
kids.
kids.
Of course,
Just
my
kids these
point
days.
is I tend to
We-
freak out over
Yeah,
nothing.
you think- we walked 10 miles in the snow to
I
get a
know.
bus, right?
Right.
Oh, but
and
it's
kids
really
these
annoying.
days are
No,
entitled.
yeah.
They're, you
We
know,
worked
it's
our fingers
me,
to
me,
the bone
me.
for 50
You
cents
can't.
an hour.
Well,
in
I
the
want
coal
them. You can't
mine.
find them.
And it's so foreign. If you tell them to write something on a piece of paper, they don't
Paper,
do that
right?
anymore. So it's like he's like it's
So
like
he emails me.
caveman meets
Well, I told him
electronic
not to.
man,
Let
and
me
it's like
pull out my writing stone.
oh, I man, don't let it ruin.
Come
your day.
on.
No, but I mean, it's most of the time they do a pretty good job.
Oh, okay, there we go.
But there are times they don't, and there can't be those times they don't. This is too hard to do, and they don't have any. They have no sense of how this is to do. They have no concept even. They don't. They just. They
And
go,
mo-
well, it's easy. Well, okay.
And most people aren't working at 75, top of their game, going strong like you.
Am I
That's
75?
75.
Well,
yeah,
you
don't
will be
age him.
75 in July.
Yeah, but he's not yet.
No, but I'll be
Still
51.
74.
I say I'm 50 and a half. Don't you
Well,
say
75.
55
Oh,
and
that's
a
like
half?
that's like kids do that. I'm 6, and then at 6 months and 4 days. That's
That
what
is really
kids
old.
do.
Well, you can't because you can't remember
Do they
what you
call
told the
it
last
75?
person.
Well, what did it say
Pretty
on that
old,
little
yeah.
app we did last week? 39.
Oh,
I'm
but
sticking
I
with
mean,
that.
come on. It's too hard to do. I have to scream at me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Imus in the morning.
Spent 10 minutes hollering at the staff.
Boy.
I mean, who needs to do that? I mean, I tend to overreact a little bit, but not a lot. Anyway, we got a lot
More important, yeah.
serious problems than this.
That's for sure.
This horrible Amtrak deal. Tell me about
6
this.
dead now. So
Yeah.
they said overnight there were 5 killed, and then somebody died at the hospital, Temple University Hospital in Philadelphia. 6 people dead. 140 people were taken to hospitals. There, Amtrak train 188, the train that was on its way from Washington. It was eventually supposed to be in New York as of about 10:30 last night, but it derailed in Philly just before 9:30. We don't have any official word yet on the cause as the investigation begins. Certainly investigators looking into whether speed may have played a role. The Philadelphia mayor, Michael Nutter, arrived on the scene. He said he'd never seen anything like it. Here he is. All right, we don't have Michael Dutter now, but that's exactly what he said, by the way. Just said, in my life, I've never seen anything that looks like this before. These trains just jetting, train cars one direction and another, and boy, terrible stories. There was a former congressman from Pennsylvania who was on the train and said he was able to, Congressman Murphy, able to help some people to get out of his car. He's okay, but the guy in front of him apparently banged his head, and he flew across the car, landed on somebody else, but... number of reporters. I know Noam Laden was talking about it on our station earlier this morning. Talked to somebody that was from the New York Observer. A lot of them were down covering de Blasio yesterday from New York. They were on their way back. Yeah. A lot of those types of people on this train all the time. But again, 6 people are dead as of this morning, and we had a number of critical injuries, 5 or 6 critical injuries as well, in the 140 people that were hospitalized, and we don't know the cause. So. Yeah. So
well, it's a horrible story.
Of course it is. So that's where we are there.
Why are you pausing?
Well, that's basically all we know about the Philadelphia thing at the moment. But
well, having worked on a railroad, I had to try to inject myself into this with some lame anecdote. But I was a freight brakeman for Southern Pacific, and we'd get in these trains and get out there on the main line and get going too fast, and it's hard to slow down. So.
Right.
Next thing you know, you're in the ditch.
And there was an incident way back in the 40s in this particular spot where a bunch of people died, 70-something people died, 1943, I think, or something like that. And it was in the same exact area. And there's a speed restriction in this particular bend that they were going around where the trains are supposed to slow down. So that's one of the things they'll look at. So,
like, I believe in God. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. I do believe in Jesus. I love the baby Jesus, but... You look at, I'm not naive or stupid. Well, maybe I'm not stupid, but I'm not that bright. You're just the people suffering all over the world. It's just like
Nepal, yeah.
And just in Africa and in China and everywhere. The people in Texas, I was talking to, emailing back, texting back and forth with my friend Cody Old, 6-time world champion cap roper. Badass. And, people really suffering there. The horrible rains and stuff, and it's just... I'm bitching about having a cold, or because Carly's not doing what I want her. It's really ridiculous. I am.
Yeah.
When you think of it, it's really just...
Really?
Well, I didn't wonder what God has in mind. Maybe that's a simplistic, lame way to look at it, but... And you ask these people... These responsible religious people, not these morons like Joel Osteen or these other people, but, the Pope's here.
Mm-hmm. There's a responsible. Yeah.
Pope Francis. Well, why these? Well, God's free will. I guess God gave us free will, but we're not going to solve it here.
No.
9 minutes after hour, what else going on?
Well. We could talk about politics. I know you've mentioned a number of times this Jeb Bush interview, and we talked about it early in the week.
It's clear what happened
with the Megyn Kelly conversation.
He wasn't listening. He already had his answer. He already decided what he was going to do, and she was only half listening because she should have stopped him when she says, "Knowing what we know now, would you have authorized an invasion of Iraq?" And he says, I'm paraphrasing. And he says, absolutely, and let me tell you something else, so would have Hillary Clinton. She should have said at that point, what? What?
Well, as soon as he mentioned Hillary Clinton, it was clear he was talking about the past, that he wasn't answering the question about
yes,
knowing
but
what we
you've
know
got to
now.
listen.
Right.
I see him do it all the time.
So he's trying to walk it back. I know that's one of your favorite phrases, isn't it? Let's walk this back. So he's
a dope. But you got to just own up. He sort of has owned up that he wasn't paying attention, hasn't he?
Yes, it's him on
or
Sean.
He try to walk it back or try to finagle his way out of it. What's he doing, Dagan? Let Dagan talk.
No, I'm not getting in the middle of this.
Oh, okay.
I was going to let Jeb Bush talk. I wasn't going to say anything what I thought. He was on Sean Hannity's radio show. That's what I was going to play here. He was asked about the interview and what you just described, the exchange with Megyn Kelly earlier in the week. And here's the latest from Jeb Bush.
I interpreted the question wrong, I guess. I was talking about, given what people knew then, would you have done it, rather than knowing what we know now. And knowing what we know now, clearly there were mistakes as it related to faulty intelligence in the lead-up to the war.
Stop it. Well, he said, shut up. He talks too much. He should have paid attention. He should have stopped with that answer. He wasn't paying attention. That's all. It's as simple as that.
Or just say no, hell no, knowing what we know now.
Right.
We would never do it again.
But to critique him, to suggest, as some people have done, that he was to hold him responsible for answering the question, as though he answered it, as though he believed that knowing what we know now, he's still in. Well, he doesn't mean that unless he's insane.
Right.
Nobody. I mean, he wasn't paying attention. He'd already apparently probably like they do. They've already decided what the answer is going to be. And so as soon as she says Iraq, he's already got this answer programmed, and he gives her that. And she's half listening, and she doesn't. I mean, she did say, to her credit, well, wasn't that a mistake?
Right.
And he's, but it's like when Father Jonathan tells me, we're talking about him playing golf. Do you hear this? Pope Francis.
Oh, yeah.
I say, Father Jonathan, when you play golf, do you move the ball? He says, yes. Well, some people would let that go. But if you're not listening,
right.
I know how to do this. So, and I don't need lectures from people who don't know how to do it. So, 12 minutes after the hour. What else going on?
Well, on the same similar subject.
An ugly morning from me, isn't it?
It hasn't been.
I can be a prick if you want me to.
Have that capability, right?
Well, but I'm right.
You have that in your arsenal.
You hide it well.
Well, very.
No, I'm very supportive of certain people, but
yeah.
But I don't need to be lectured to.
It started with the Laura Ingraham interview, and, well, here we are.
Shut up. Stop mumbling, you dope.
You're an idiot.
Emmy Lou and Rodney Crowley here. Why can't we be happy?
Well, hurry up. Get them on here.
You've got the voice of an angel in the studio.
That's music royalty.
So where were we?
Well, me raving on like an idiot.
Right. I was singing Don't Think Twice Is Alright in the green room.
They were?
Yeah. That was pretty awesome.
It's 13 after the hour. The Pope show. What do you got in mind?
Well, I got a couple of things on my mind. If I could speak to you now about them, I would be happy to.
Yes, of course.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Imus man. Who let the nuns out? I've been priest for almost 50 years, and I give out a lot of penance. But the Tom Brady get the 4-game suspension and the Pats lose the draft pick and $5 million, that seem a bit much to me for just a couple of shrunken balls. Which at first I'm think mean he get in trouble for the steroids. But then I found out at football with air let out. And now when you take the androgen and the testiculi shrivel up like a raisin. I mean, penance is a tricky thing. With me, punishment is more than how many Our Fathers, how many Hail Marys. It's very complex, and it's sliding scale. Murder, very different than, play the pocket pool with the pink pope. Although until recently, the church considered them almost the same when it comes to contrition. I step in and make adjustment, because, you murder 10 people, you serial killer. But you kill a couple million sperm, you're pretty much just a healthy boy. I let you in on big secret. When a priest get ordained, he get a book with a penance menu. Every sin listed with suggested propitiation. I look under the cheating football game, it's 20 Our Fathers, 10 Hail Marys, and donation to the church renovation fund. So if Jesus is willing to go easy on Brady, Roger Goodell got to light it up a little bit. Because, just the humiliation of knowing that he making the sin should be punishment enough. The Pats fined $1 million. That should be fine because they drop in the bucket. Bobby Kraft keep that much money in his sock. Yeah. That 4 hot dogs and 2 beers at Gillette Stadium. Remorse, regret, sorry seem to be the hardest word. 1976, solid gold, Elton John, here on your Hot Break radio station.
Pope Francis here in the Imus Morning program. Time for some business news, sponsored by Peerless Spoilers. And here with that is Dagan McDowell, who has sense enough not to say stuff when she shouldn't. So good for her. Good morning, Dagan.
Knowing when to shut up, good morning, sir, is more important than knowing when to talk. Futures are up, 59-point gain on the Dow right now.
Jonas probably can echo that.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll vouch for that one.
I would be her husband. But
coming this summer, the U.S. is going to run out of internet addresses. This is according to the Wall Street Journal, and companies like Amazon and Microsoft are racing to buy up the remaining inventory. These are internet protocol addresses. They're, the phone numbers. They're labels that direct online traffic to the right location. Eventually, all these companies will step up to a new system, but in the short run, it's going to mean costs and headaches for companies trying to expand on the internet.
What do you have, Ashley?
The final numbers are in on that so-called fight of the century between Mayweather and Pacquiao. 400 million was the final number from pay-per-view. The U.S. Recorded 4.4 million requests for that so-called fight. Total worldwide revenue, 500 million, $500 million.
My boy Axl Rose has started a campaign, Wyatt tells me, to get him to fight for nothing because they screwed us in the first place.
Yeah.
So 16 after the hour. Let's do sports, sponsored by Hackensack University Medical Center. And here with that is, hated to see old Johnny Donovan go, didn't you, Warner?
Yes. Yeah, he came in. He actually hurt his leg and Achilles tendon. He was having an operation.
Well,
before he left, I said, gee, he'll come back. He said, I'm not sure.
One of the great radio voices in the history of this medium.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's Warner Wolf. Morning, Warner.
Morning, Iron, coming to you from the NJDiet.com studio. NBA playoffs. The Cavs had their 17-point fourth-quarter lead cut to 2, but LeBron blocked Derrick Rose's shot with 48 seconds left, and Jimmy Butler missed a three-pointer with 45 seconds left. So the Cavs win it 106-101, lead 3 games to 2. LeBron at 38. The Bulls already without Pau Gasol. May lose Taj Gibson.
Oh, man.
He kicked Cavaliers' Matthew Dellavedova, and when he was down, and they'll have to see what the officials say.
That's the time to kick people when they're down. Because, one, they're closer to your feet.
Very good.
I've always believed in that.
Yeah.
That was a good one,
The Rockets stayed alive.
You're going to miss me. I'm going to tell you that now. What the hell are we going to watch now?
What is we going to do?
The Rockets stayed alive, beat the Clippers 124-103. So the Clippers lead 3 games to 2.
Yeah.
Triple-double Harden.
That's great.
The Pelicans fired coach Monty Williams a year to go.
Yeah.
So the Pelicans will now pay Williams $2.75 million not to coach the Pelicans.
That's probably worth it.
Stanley Cup playoffs, the Lightning eliminate the Canadians, Rangers, Caps.
How does that make any sense? The Tampa Bay Lightning, they shouldn't even have a hockey team. They eliminate the Canadians, who should have a hockey team.
The Habs.
I mean, how does that make any sense? Huh?
Because Boom Boom Jeffron and...
Well, no, don't explain it. I have a rhetorical question.
That's right.
Oh, my God, stop. 18 after the hour. The Rangers play tonight. Let's do this. Game 7, isn't it, tonight?
That's it, man.
Oh, man, this is great. Barney's got a briefing coming up. Here's the great George Jones. Dagan's here. She got some new hair going on. She looks great. Oh, man.
All right.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Terrific.
Give me some D
Anyway,
action
do you have
there.
business news?
I do. You want a
cares?
little preview, a little taste, a little something?
Give me a taste of that.
Something. We want to taste of it. Go ahead.
Amazon.
It's Friday, baby. Give me that D hair.
What? Wow, are you drunk, Lou?
She's speechless. That's what I make sure she's speechless. Look.
Okay.
So far she can't talk.
Very hard to do, actually.
What do you want now?
Usually it takes a ball gag to shut me up.
Yeah, sure.
That'll be next hour, baby.
25 after the hour. Time for a Bernie briefing. Here with that is Bernard McGurk. It's all sponsored by Payless Boilers. Good morning, Bernard.
Morning, boss, from the NJDiet.com studios. We'll keep it nice and brief, boss. Mike Huckabee getting a late-night treatment. Take a listen.
Another GOP candidate, Mike Huckabee, is defending himself for appearing in infomercials that push questionable dietary supplements. People were like, as what, the before guy? Huckabee distanced himself from the infomercials he's appeared in, saying, quote, I don't have to defend everything that I've ever done. In a related story, that's exactly what running for president is. Yeah, you actually do have to defend everything you've ever done.
He's a horrid human being.
I like Jimmy Fallon.
I love Jimmy Fallon. I'm talking about Huckabee.
That's different.
Well, that boy tried to tell me one time there was only one way to I said, there's a lot of different ways to get to heaven.
Not again.
He said, well, there's only one way to get to. He said, it's like if Jesus is Central Park. You go out here and you walk up. There's only one way to get to Central Park. I said, no, there's not. There's a lot of different ways to get to. You can walk any direction and eventually wind up in Central Park. So I know he's a fat phony.
He's a well-meaning, fairly
He's a creep.
decent guy.
He's not. He's a creep. It's 27 after the hour here on the
Nice try, bro.
Imus in the morning program.
How to get to the park.
No, he's not. He's a phony and a creep. What are you talking about?
Well, but can we disagree?
Well,
well, I'm trying to help you.
Sure.
Your poor little thing is so naive.
I mean, he was been so nice to us back at.
He's a phony. Do you understand this?
No, I've known him for years, as you have. I've met him.
Yes, and his wife is horrid.
He used to do the radio show from the 17th floor.
I know what
here.
he used to do.
He's
a horrible person. He
went one time.
Jesus wants to whip his ass.
In Penn Station, he met my dad and myself, and
I'm sure he was nice.
He's just he just seems like the nicest person. He seems like the nicest person in the
Ask
world.
Jesus what Jesus thinks.
Leave a message.
Okay.
Please welcome now. Oh, hey, who's that guy playing guitar with you guys?
Well, this is Jed Hughes over here.
That's a pretty good guitar player. All right. Thank you, Jeff, very much for coming in. Emmy Lou and Rodney Crowell, they're going to sing again from this wonderful album called The Traveling Kind. It's their second album. Their first album's a big old hit, and they figured, well, let's do it again. So why not? All right, please welcome once again Music Royalty, my wife said, and I think she's right. Emmy Lou Harris and Rodney Crowell.
All
right. We don't have sound.
We need sound.
Uh-oh.
Oh, here it is.
There you go.
Got it now?
We don't all die young to save our spark from the ravages of time, but the first and last to leave their mark someday become the traveling kind. In the wind our names of poets past, some were friends of yours and mine, and to those unsung we lift our glass. May their songs become the traveling kind. We were born to brave this tilted world, with our hearts laid on the line. Be it Waycross boy or red dirt girl, the song becomes the traveling kind. There are mountains worth their weight in gold, mere mortals dare not climb. Come ye gypsy sainted sinners bold, and claim them for the traveling kind. traveling kind.
Oh God, what a great song! Hey, did you know that you could sing together before you sang together? That's a kind of a dumb question, but
Did we?
That would be an affirmative on that, Don. I think it was instinctive.
yeah, sound like the Everly Brothers to me. I know it's a lame analogy, but God, it
No,
just
it's a
sounds,
wonderful. We love that.
just sounds wonderful. Really, that's a wonderful song. It's a title song from their album, The Traveling Kind. I'll be back in a second. 32 after the hour. Here's one of Emmy Lou Harris's 5 favorite songs.
Clouds so swift, rain won't lift, gate won't close, railings froze. Get your mind off winter time, you ain't going nowhere. Ooh-wee, ride me high, tomorrow's the day, a bride's gonna come. Oh, are we gonna fly down in the easy chair? I don't care how many letters they sent. The morning came, the morning went. Pack up your money, pick up your tent. You ain't going nowhere. Ooh-wee, ride me high. Tomorrow's the day my bride's gonna come. Oh no, are we gonna fly down in the easy chair?
Line 21 till the hour here in the Imus in the Morning program. On the radio all over the world and on the Fox Business Network. Hey, simulcast, the radio program is. Coming up tomorrow, Jenna Lee will be here talking to Leif Babin, her husband, yesterday. Former Navy SEAL officer, but that's a badass boy from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So she'll be here talking about, that's not bad, be a Navy SEAL and marry her. That's winning the lottery, isn't it? Then on Monday, my friend Delbert McClinton will be here singing my all-time favorite song, Victim of Life Circumstances.
There you go.
Yeah, man. Cutting up some hockey with a ball-handled knife.
What's that line?
Well, it's a great line, isn't it? Then when Vince Gill redid it, I talked to Vince about this, and people love Vince Gill here anyway. We do. And he changed it. He changed it something, cutting up some fool or something. I won't say honky. I don't know. Because Vince has some taste, that's all, and Delbert doesn't. Nor do I. So, and then on Wednesday, the great Larry Campbell. You guys must know Larry Campbell, right?
Oh, yeah.
And Teresa Williams.
And Teresa, they're great.
That girl can sing, and that boy, he sings. I didn't know Larry could sing all those years with. Hey, sometimes you run into Larry, get him to tell you about his experience. He played with Bob Dylan for 8 years. Get him to tell you that story. That's funny.
Yeah.
But he can actually sing a little bit. So, anyway. So, all that's coming up. All right, please welcome once again Emmy Lou Harris and Rodney Crowell.
Smoking down the track, come a fireball mill. Lord, cold so black, can't even see the rail. 40 tons of steel behind a driving wheel pulls the weight of the world. Coming up the road, another rubber top fold. They got us hooked on oil to the pipeline below. such a shame to see. As in World War III, to the weight of the world, yeah, the weight of the world. Top of a mountain without an air shrub, poisonous up a river with the devil's own sludge. It's the American dream, but if you live downstream, here comes the weight of the world. A ton of plastic bottles headed out to sea, bound to build an island thanks to you and me. Another man-made pearl full of junk we hurl, top the weight of the world, yeah, the weight of the world. We got to feed the baby, recompense the rent, but we figure out where all the money went. Well, there's a piper to pay, we can't get away from the weight of the world. Look up in the sky, is a bird or a plane, technological life goes all insane. Since they sent us reeling, the only thing we're feeling is the weight of the world. First we get so numb, then we all succumb to the weight of the world, yeah, the weight of the world. First we get so numb, then we all succumb to the weight of the world.
Oh, yeah. Emmy Lou Harris and Rodney Crowley, you guys appearing anywhere?
Say again?
Are you appearing anywhere?
All over the world.
Are you? Where are you going to be next?
Australia.
Well, our first tour is in Australia, but we're going to be here in New York at the City Winery in 21st, I think.
Oh, yeah?
And then we're going to be in Kerrville, Texas, and South Carolina. What's that festival?
That's Kinky Friedman's hometown.
Yes.
You guys know Kinky? Well, I know you do, but Rodney.
Yeah.
You know Kinky, don't you, Emmy Lou?
Sorry?
You know Kinky Friedman, right?
I do know Kinky Friedman. He helped me put my animal rescue together in my backyard.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, because he's a big animal rescue guy, and he knew I wanted to get as crazy, do that sort of thing. So, I've had my dog rescue for 11 years now.
Oh, man, nothing better than a dog.
Nothing better than dogs.
No, nothing. They're going to sing one more for it, 14 till the hour. The name of Emmy Lou Harris's rescue deal is bonapartesretreat.org. I was saying to Connell, I said, Emmy Lou, she's like someday you go to her house and she'll be in there with 900 cats. So what?
I wish.
Yeah, something like that. So, anyway, thank you all three of you for coming in. It's been a real treat for us. So,
thanks, Tom.
my wife said it best. Guys are music royalty, and this was a wonderful album. I'm sure it'll be another hit for you. Why don't you sing something else for us?
Okay.
I used to get drunk all by myself. I wanted to be somebody else. I had a mask inside my mind that I hid behind. And out on the point of no return, I crossed a bridge I could not burn, and down on my knees surrender to just pleasing you. If just pleasing you is the last thing I'll do, I'll go to my grave, yeah, and nobody's slave. Most of the friends I used to know gave up a long time ago. I blew through their lives a train off track and never looked back. And I made each love a nasty joke, and every last chance of vow I broke, and down on my knees surrender to just pleasing you. If just pleasing you is the last thing I'll do, they'll lay me to rest, yeah, knowing I've had the best. I used to get drunk all by myself. Now I've set that old paint upon the shelf, and each shining day I rise up to just pleasing you. And each shining day I rise up to just pleasing you. Just pleasing you. Just pleasing you.
Emmy Lou and Rodney Crown. Hey, is that a new song?
It's reasonably new.
Rodney wrote that with Mary Carr, you know, the novelist.
That is such a great song.
Isn't it? I love
God, that
that
is
song.
How come, I wonder, like some people they write a bunch of hit songs, great songs when they're like 25, and then they never write any more. And man, you wrote it. I mean, I don't mean to sound crazy, but God, that's a great song. Those first two lines, that's just, I mean, being a recovering drunken drug addict. I mean, that's.
Well, that's what we wrote the song for all the recovering drunks and drug addicts out there.
But that's a great song.
Thank you.
I hope you're aware of that.
Well, that song's a prayer is what it is.
Well.
Yeah.
Oh, man, this has been such a treat. Well, thank you very much.
All right. Yeah.
A big treat for us. So makes it worth.
Glad we did that.
I sometimes I don't want to come to work because I don't feel well or something. So, but it was worth coming to work this morning, man. It's great. Anyway, thank you very much.